Hey guys, welcome back to Calicchio's Classroom. In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at propaganda. We're going to be looking at what it is, what types of it exist, what role it has in our government, and finally, how does it influence legislation and the people who get elected into government. So let's go, let's take a journey, come on. So what is propaganda? Propaganda is like a way to persuade a group of people to side with a person or an idea. Okay, it's completely with bias and you're totally favoring one side over another. Propaganda can be both positive and negative, but the main role is to persuade the target audience that it's reaching. Propaganda can be visual with like television or newspaper ads or internet ads, or it can be audio like on the radio or speeches or poems. The 7 types of propaganda are endorsement, transfer, glittering generalities, name-calling, card stacking, bandwagon, and plain folks. Number 1, endorsement. This is where you get a celebrity to sponsor you. Celebrities like Oprah sponsored Obama, and Clint Eastwood sponsored Mitt Romney. It looks really good when celebrities tend to, sponsor you because, people like celebrities and therefore will probably vote for them too. Number 2 is transfer symbolism. This is like when you use a picture or an image to represent something, and in this case, standing in front of the flag might mean that you are standing with the flag, meaning that it's freedom and you support freedom. Glittering generalities is number 3. And glittering generalities is just using a broad, vague phrase that doesn't really mean anything. It's like Obama's hope. Like, what does that even mean? Like, nobody hates hope. Like, everyone's gonna like it, so that's why he uses it. Okay, name-calling is number 4, and this is a negative form of propaganda where you essentially call the opponent names. Hey man, bullying is wrong in school, but in politics, it's fair game. Okay. Number 5 is card stacking. This is where you talk about which popular issues you support and your opponent doesn't, but at the same time, you talk about which unpopular decisions your opponent supports and which ones you don't support. It's basically making you look great and your opponent looking bad. Okay? Number 6. This is bandwagon. This is like trying to get people to follow a popular person, okay? I think of the I Like Ike commercials, and for all my students who, have seen these I Like Ike ads, it's running through their head right now, okay? This is when somebody just runs and goes to join this because it's popular. It's kind of like a sports team. When a sports team gets like a really good player, everybody seems to really like that team. LeBron James. Number 7. We're talking plain folks. This is the last one, and this is where candidates want you to believe that they live just like you do, and they're not rich and live the lap of luxury. Oh no, man, I went to college. I paid loans. I was brought up by a single parent. I have the struggle. It's like, no, you're definitely still much richer than I. Okay, but the point is that plain folks is to get you to sympathize with them and to think that if they could do it, so could you. So in conclusion, that's propaganda, or rather the government's way of persuading the electorate, or rather the eligible voting population, to vote for one candidate rather than the other. Propaganda is usually created by interest groups, and these are a bunch of people with the same ideas about certain issues like gun control, women's rights, and colored rights, and you have groups like the NRA, NWO, and NAACP, respectively, that are interest groups. And they put out positive propaganda to get people elected who they want in the government, and they make negative propaganda to ensure that people don't get elected because they want their issues to be, saved. It seems like a lot of bullies could get into this kind of job after high school. But that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.
I'm Mr. Calicchio, and I approve this message.